channel powered by Patreon and YouTube memberships. Pledge or join today if you want to keep it strong. And shoutouts to those who already have. Hail viewer, welcome back to Blessed or Messed, Lawful's Minion, and Awful's Opinion, at your pleasance. Cool new shades. Do they make them for men? It depends what size ego they are. The pixels start to warp at 50x. Well then I need to make a return. As did my boys! It's been just shy of 6 years since our beloved Alpha Dream fell to financial nightmare. Let's just say, it made some of us fall into an even worse place. Not me. I did great. You guys don't understand. He turned the plushie closet into a summoning circle pit. That shit stinks and still ain't been washed. The blood and tear sacrifices wouldn't have worked without Italian dressing and seasoning. And they ain't going back to the spirit world with the portal smelling like that. Smells like Asmongold's morals. Mario and Luigi are back. But is it for good or for bad? Whoa, swell down there, Baby Rash. Paradigm shift has struck my favorite series just as quickly as it came back. Reception for the masterfully titled Mario and Luigi Brothership is scattered all over the place. Accounts of it sucking, regressing, rocking, and progressing everything that its good family name has earned, like it were the second coming of Super Paper Mario. True, some of them are saying blech. As the leading experts in both loving Mario RPGs and starting pointless, colorful arguments, time to eat. Justice awaits our primary color brothers in arms. However, it may prevail. Forces of good, legions of bad. Which is more to be had? Opinion or fact? We're on the attack. Besides, of course, upkeeping the no wholesome masculinity left behind act that needs to actually exist right fucking yesterday, what's the first thing you say to a best bro you haven't seen in forever? Drinks are on me? No. You look nice. Oh, well now we have to get drinks. Perhaps never, cause ain't no way I'm spending less than 24/7 freely renting out my eye space to this game's girdly art style. Against my admittedly unreasonable spiritual demands, the Mario and Luigi games were set on a destiny to stop dominantly using sprites eventually, and y'all, I didn't think I'd ever be ready for it. Helps to be reminded that thinking ain't always it. Brothership finally performed the previously unperformable spell and affectionately, masterfully translated Alpha Dream's legendary pastelic gradient flare to full gameplay scope. Total and absolute series versions may not be able to tell why this is so bloody amazing, but this spirits admirers from Superstar Saga and beyond to the damn dream world. This is how Mario and Luigi was envisioned from the start, as seen with the phenomenal core promo art that has made the series' aesthetic so magnetic. It says so much that so many people knew exactly what the damn game was in the very first shot of its announcement trailer. Oh, so when I frown upon subtle visual minutia, it's bad. But you doing the same thing with a smile makes it a damn party. The models ain't even that high poly, and you could legit stock them damn in-betweens in the fruit by the foot aisle. Jesus! Just because one briefly skids through mud to get the Holy Grail doesn't magically mean they didn't get the Holy Grail. And in this context, they really did. Bro, this is like if all of a mainline Pokemon game's in-engine graphics looked one-to-one like Ken Sugimori's original portraits. It'd be fucking insane. And this is the wondrous colors and shading metaphysically spearfish my wahoo pilled brain. Unironically, genuinely, one of the most immersive art styles I've ever seen in a game. Yes, I obviously adore the iconic trademark sprite work, but very comfortably taking your biggest ever fan out of his functionally religious visual comfort zone like this, not even Johnny could earn a bigger bravo. I get that killing time is one of the things gaming, hell, entertainment, is consistently lauded for, but that's only because we all understand it to be figurative, right? It's the cutting off of our ceaseless prison sentence which time convicts us to that we like. You know, make us forget that our pulse is only good for 2.5 billion seconds. Brothership instead opts to Chinese water torture time. The game's pacing is uniquely bad, in that its flag flashes the bright and brisk colors of Super Mario, but they put the rotting, mummified skeleton of the RPG genre of old in charge of waving it. You know what I'm talking about. That ancient "your time left on Earth is no object" shit that the classical JRPGs were built on. Now, that's a radioactive can of tapeworms on its own, but most games that do that had the evolutionary hindsight to build the entire series around chewing 1,000 times every bite. It's normal for them, so it starts feeling normal if they manage to hook you. Mario RPGs, though the chunkiest wing of the IP, are still far more snappy, tightly paced, and bloat-conscious than every other major role-playing franchise. Say goodbye to that, because the game all about killing loneliness wants to make sure you don't spend time with anything else but it. Core events in the progression feel like they were placed by an overcooked YouTube video essayist. The ones who take 6 hours to say they hate a 2-hour movie. The first boss and Bros attack takes damn near 3 hours to get to. Oh, come on, that's not so bad. By that time, in Bowser's Inside Story, you're past the first giant battle in both Paper Mario 1 and 2. You'd be a couple steps into Chapter 2. You'd be a quarter done with the Mario RPG remake. I'm not kidding. New Bros attacks come at the speed of a monthly salary. The normally optional concept of talking to everyone you see is practically forced on you. The island hopping gimmick constitutes borderline General White caliber back and forth, and it being on the butt end of the 30 FPS half of the series. The load times between the fuckloads of standard encounters and hub travel takes me back to the shittiest parts of PS1 nostalgia. Oh, and they took out saving anywhere and fast-forwarding dialogue. Oh my god, guys! I get savoring a slower burn, but you don't foster a warm touch by charring down to the bone. It is the longest Mario RPG yet, but that doesn't mean my wrinkles should be able to tell. Yes, true. Brothership ain't Xenoblade 2, Dragon Quest 7, or Persona fucking 5 levels of get on with it, but for Mario to so impassively drag out an ankle chain your precious playtime, maybe it's not wrong, but it feels wrong. Shoehorning in 3 to 5 hours to get people who we already know like each other to say they like each other in front of a magic watering can of Flea's dick length before the climax is not fun. Yeah, that was dumb. I get that with new developers, we kind of have to embrace the reality that this is merely a taste of full potential to come, but you can't blame a mouth for fussing with an acquired taste. The mark of a good 300th game in the franchise is just how not like the rest of it you are. Can't have everything blending in now. Yes, glorified recolors are just the worst, ain't they? You hear something? No. Good, me neither. Bitch. Still, distinction obviously doesn't just magically happen, but glowing hands do. And in just 2 shakes of a bro's hand, Mario and Luigi 6 is instantly confirmed special. In a franchise first, Brothership's goofy-odd battle of light and dark is fought across a parallel universe. Smash Bros? Non-canon, Paper Mario storybooks, Microcosm, Dream World, Interverse, fucking nerd. I prefer Victim of Excitement, of which I have, cause utmost is felt all around the realm of Concordia. Upon an infinity of untamed azure drifts the hope of all who matter, yet still, for such to feel as though they do, unity's roots must meet this blue, a tree most grand, showered in concord. Never again shall our lives be bored. Ugh, speak for yourself. Wait a minute. This is Brothership's aura encapsulated, an expanse of endless ocean whose order and chaos rests upon photonic gardeners called Watanists, siring the health of their gargantuan floral child, the unit tree, supplying bond-binding light known as connector to literally bring the world together as a collective seafaring continent. This is a Mario RPG, whimsically wielding weird as a loaded, outlawed weapon against the snorers of status quo. The damn Concordians even got outlets for faces, man. Oh, I love it! This blessed combo of Zelda Wind Waker meets Sonic Unleashed and Kirby Forgotten Land at a Dream Team hosted seminar on lore crafting your heart out. It's, oh my god, the magic. It lives! Such charming, creative story presentation makes just existing in its world so much fun. And for the first brand new wholesale Mario RPG in a goddamn decade, I could not be happier that it feels like one the whole way through. Everyone likes to say the world sucks, and while as debatable as the entire point of Apple products, ain't nobody disproven the very much objective fact that people make it all worth it. But what happens when your world definitively kicks all the ass? Well, in this case, the people in it only pat some of the ass. In a shock that comedically frizzed up even my non-existent hair, Brothership's cast turned out overwhelmingly alright. Visually, yeah, no, they're plenty charming. That wall socket for a face thing makes me smile like an idiot every time I see it. No, it's their personalities. Everyone short of the bros, Snoutlet, Reclusa, and the Extension Corps are modest and subdued to the point of being ordinary. That trademark at this point legendary Mario RPG spice is just not there in enough quantity. Nobody's terribly written or stupidly obnoxious either, but things are basic ass RPG NPC fare for so long, I'd welcome a walking literary shit show just to stir up interest. With this being the same team that co-developed Octopath Traveler, a game I sorta liked, but not for its characters, yeah, maybe I should have heard this bus coming. God, I'm so used to you being either really loud or really quiet. It ain't too much fun hearing you at mid-volume. I know, right? That's literally my point. Gimme blessed or gimme messed, not fresh out of zest. You set in place certain special expectations when you anchor an entire world to a titanic tree watered by life-richening unity. If you're pumping that kind of ambition and whimsy into the baseline fantasy, what in the bloody eyes gouged out fuck are you feeding your villain? Cold, hard nihilism. Now, normally, that would taste kinda stale, cause damn near everyone cooks with it whenever pure evil is the daily special. But Mario rarely does, and even rarer does it last all game long from someone who doesn't reform, but by the stag, plasmatic claw of Reclusa is that mold, gashed and gutted. Sure, it's been chipped before with Shadow Queen pre-Reform Black, arguably Fawful, and certainly the Shroobs, but no, this is different. Something far more sinister. This guy? He looks like if Vox smoked a carton of Roku sticks. What's the matter? Not scared of being alone, are you? Do not say that again! Okay, yes! The guy who novelized his real-life nightmare about overwhelming loneliness incurred by an uncharacteristically monstrous force in his goddamn Mario and Luigi game can't exactly bury the lead all that well when the fucking thing chows down on the official canon. I wasn't all that surprised to see Zocket revealed as the secondary villain, but I could not believe how hard they went on its main villain. Now, I ain't talking Fawful hard, but holy fuck, Recluse's metal. Icy, sharp, slit your throat metal in what's a biblical antithesis to Mario and Luigi's world-saving brotherly love. This Apple II CRT from hell is reviled in legend as the primeval avatar of solitude, playing the part of giant supernal wire cutter and severing every connection between any who feels, stranding all sentience and dooming entire worlds to die in silence. I'm just gonna... This may be the rawest, purest evil ever put in a Nintendo game. Hell, most game villains period don't have a manifesto this primordially terrifying. That classical old-fashioned RPG pacing hurts a lot less when you realize a classical old-fashioned RPG evil awaits you at its end. Come back, Yoko. Come back! The radically different pacing may be the most polarized aspect objectively, but nothing will piss in the diehardest M&L nuts bowl of Reese's Puffs with more precision, ferocity, and clouds of foam than the cuts made to the soundtrack. Let me tell you something. I always listen to thematically related music for whatever it is I script. It's great. Really helps juice up the thinker. You know what I put on to write this episode? The other Mario and Luigi soundtracks. Because not only do they still fit the energy and whimsy I need to cook Hagaradu Dulcebrete flavored gusto, it's just better music. That's subjective. You know, Blue Legume, contrasting comments only work when you actually disagree. I know no Brothership OST in your fucking YouTube history. Well, yeah, but there you have it. Brothership's soundtrack is not only the worst in the series by far, it only barely reads as something these games would sound like. The battle themes have gone from the most premium energy and aura farms in the history of one-at-a-time warfare, masterpieces you could genuinely listen to forever, to adequately polished treadmill tunes. Also, all of them, even the final multi-phase skirmish against the demon that's going to drown everything in meaningless quiet, sound so like another. Peppy, vaguely triumphant hip shakers that give just enough of a damn that it checks the box. Nothing climactic, nothing somber, nothing I'm going to remember. And I feel bad saying this. The new guy they got had to follow up for Yoko Shimo fucking Mura, the best video game composer that isn't Koji Kondo. I fully plead guilty to picking cherries from the Garden of Eden. I wanted Eve, I got Sisyphus. What a king for trying, though. While most would call the matchup between Brothership's Hideki Sakamoto composed soundtrack and the entire rest of the series' Yoko Shimomura composed soundtracks, Coughing Baby versus Atom Bomb, I prefer to call it Hot Pocket versus New York Pizza. Like, no shit, the literally best in the world sweeps. But are we just gonna pretend Hot Pockets still ain't a good snack? What, are we sponsored? No, I'm just having a stroke. The battle themes are still solid 7 to 8 out of 10s, but more notably, this game really loved its environmental pieces. My ears overwhelmingly preferred moments out of battle, which is weird, and yet refreshing. From bliss-farming toe tappers like the title screen and Rumbla Island, to gorgeous serenades like Conductor Island and Saying Goodbye to Concordia, and intense attacks on the nerves like the Great Lighthouses and Alone in the Castle Walls. I ain't writing no sequel, you Luciferian Alienware monitor! Sure, yeah, I totally get being bummed that the first cake is way better than the second, but dude, holy shit! 2 cakes! It's hilariously healthier for all of us to happily eat both. But that one's red velvet! We must stay focused, brother. Vanilla fucks too! Hot Pocket versus pizza, 1 cake to 2 cakes. Why are so many of our metaphors food-based? Oh. Point is, I ain't ever given video game music actual 0 credit unless it legit hurts to listen to. Bops is bops, pops. Gotta love catchy titles, huh? Despite being the barest asset, the plain text chosen to abduct bored, unstimulated eyes like a UFO tractor beam is among the most important for a product. And it works out pretty cool if you get real clever. For all those who click this show expecting a Bible reading in a dumpster, we kinda did deliver, didn't we? You do talk very holier than thou, and we could easily sell that smell in the summoning circle room as Monsters Inc. perfume. Never a more fragrant scent to woo a fine bitch than Garbador Grope Opera. Except for maybe your opinion. Well, as the Messiah, I can at least say our title kept some promise. Mario and Luigi Brothership, though, Make no mistake, the title is brilliant. There's Mario, there's Luigi, they're brothers, and they're on a ship. But my issue, nitpick, yes, Logie Bear, this is a nitpicking, is that the game doesn't develop the bond between the Mario Bros. This is technically an entire new realm for the dudes, threatened by an experienced world-killing deity. They were literally isekai'd here to vanquish him because of their omnipotent brotherly bond. But nothing special actually happens to them, nor do they act accordingly with this elevated theme of love makes the world matter. Neither experiences dramatic danger, they don't dive into the psychology of why or how much they love each other. They act like they're just showing up for work. In a world where Super Paper Mario and especially Dream Team didn't happen, I wouldn't even bring this up, because this is their emotional status quo otherwise. But the amazing twists and developments in those games made me feel far more strongly for their relationship than those in a game named after it. Look, I don't need them to pole vault over sharks. Ain't trying to make Ship-Shape Island Brokeback Island. But I don't think expecting just a little bit more feels when in a world that actually, literally depends on it is too much to ask for. There ain't nothing quite like getting what you paid for. And holy hell, I'll never stop living for Italy's ace attack goobers folding the forces of fiendishness like pretzel dough. In spite of the adopted custody, Brothership's new guardians spared no care in upkeeping the bloodlines, bombastic battle genetics, infusing the energies of Superstar Saga's bros attacks and duo combos into the basic jump and hammer commands for insanely zany bare minimums. And as the eye-candiest entry yet, the constant kinetic zest of the special attacks forces the cameraman to undergo Super Saiyan evolution at the literal push of a button just to get paid for a shift. Clock out blow, my sexy badass beloved. Look at this! You ain't never smelled Sephiroth pants more Shatnin. I would fucking hope not. Cherry topping it all off is the flagship edition. Battle plugs. When game give you Luminade, make badges laced with crack. Up to 5 fully customizable, freely swappable strategy modifiers, bestowing a ridiculous array of offensive bonuses, defensive buffs, timed tactical support, even boosted rewards and automated action inputs. And it's so much fun mixing and matching different combinations to see their wild effects. Or hell, do a no plugs run. It's surprisingly challenging. These here shoes be brand new, yet they slip on like goddamn nanoparticles. Officially, half of the Mario & Luigi series now plays in 30 FPS. So you think I'd have fully embraced it at this point. I'm getting closer, but since this baby need binky thing I got going on here just will not sleep, wah I must. Brothership's lightly inconsistent, low-end frame rate isn't quite the God Taketh Away in Bowser's Inside Story DX, but it's also not the I barely even noticed in Dream Team and Paper Jam. I noticed. You will notice. Our interconnected instinct to squint with dissatisfaction is noticing as I speak. You know, if this game eventually gets an upgrade on the Switch 2, you're gonna be first in line at Stupid Town's ribbon cutting. That's the neat thing about being a recolor. It's artistically impossible for you to look stupid first. Okay, I'm sorry, you do look good and have a fair point. Yes, I do. Even ignoring the fact that the frame drops almost never actually happen during action commands, thus never impacting real gameplay, it's still a compromised experience. And even if Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo $80 Mario Kart, please and thank you, does clean it up as perfectly as the Zeldas and especially Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that doesn't magically mean Switch 1 players aren't stuck with it. Hell, baseline backwards compatibility on Switch 2 locks the game at 30, but with the animations as snappy and kinetic as ever, not playing in 60 leaves me far more wanting for the option than in Dream Team or Paper Jam. It's playable, yes, perfectly so, but nobody but Reclusa wants that emptier feeling. Not so sure why exactly anybody outside the LGBTQ streaming film industry would ever ponder how it would feel to think like a Japanese-made, Brooklyn-born Italian twink, but hey, gotta pretty up your $24.99 a month every chance you get. Thankfully, this $60 said and done has a good sense of humor and further sold me on the mental agenda on the one they call Luigi. Why do I feel targeted all of a sudden? While not nearly as rich of a game-carrying mechanic as those prior, Luigi logic is still one that makes both me and the whimsy quota smile. They mechanicize the Mushroom Kingdom's biggest adorkable goober as just that, a catch-all quick fix for any hyper-specific task or puzzle disguised as quirky comic relief character improv. This is a rare instance of me praising what would normally be incredibly lazy, cause they read the room and correctly concluded that we want to see funny Wahoo boys be funny and Wahoo. I'll sacrifice the teensy bit of wit for some on-point vibes. I ugly laughed seeing Luigi deadass walk up and wrestle Shun for Pipe Gunk's remote. Shit straight up.
Hey, buddy, this ain't the way we rehearsed it.
You know what? Nobody likes you, Booster.
Oh, wow!
And I love it. Not too often your Deus Ex Machinas come in both strange and professional kill streak. We'd saved a hell of a lot more than just the day. Fire the fucker who made Luigi use the A button. Dear God, not a single second of buildup? I ain't giving any fancy thought to a choice so disgustingly devoid of it. There are several secret things in this world that you never mess with. Another man's fries, a sheeping kitty, and this glorious green bastard doing what the B button tells him exactly when it tells him! No, I am not kidding. Brothership forces both bros to select command blocks and targets with the same button. I'm going to gag. Do you have any idea how many jumps and hammers I reflexively fucked up trying to adjust to this stupid design edit? Enough to kill Challenge Metal Bowser X! Was this a goddamn oversight? Or did the incredibly consistent, meticulous trademark control style that has been welded onto the name of the fucking game they're making just slip their mind? Whoops, my A. Grr! It's just for a little bit. It's not worth shitting apes over. That's the Mario and Luigi fan equivalent of telling a dad to just accept that a stranger touched his kid just for a little bit. Let the man shit apes. I just got these two back, and yet I miss them already. For a family of games all about a weird, fun world forever being saved by inseparable siblings, I think it's important that we as found members of it stay inseparable ourselves, so that our weird, fun world can at least feel safe. Stop it. You're gonna make me cry, man. Bro, our favorite game series has officially returned for good. Not crying was never an option. Brothership may be a slight departure from the nigh genuine entertainment perfection of installments prior, but where it has settled is more than close enough to inherit the masterclass moniker. Beautiful, ambitious, and fun as Dickens, despite lacking the discipline needed to not occasionally be a dick in itself. But we need to remember, this is an all-new developer with an all-new direction in an all-new era. This is wonderful for a first try. And hell, the new pace, soundtrack, and cast could very well be just as powerful to newcomers as those in my favorites are to me. This is not Sticker Star, people. And while I'm not gonna lie and say it bests the best of Alpha Dream's invincible legend, and geez, people that struggle with slow starts are gonna be really hard to convince, it's still welcome in the group photos. And I am fully okay with headcanoning Acquire as Beta Dream, though their methods are stranger, nevertheless bravely, passionately continuing the work that changed my goddamn life. Find out next time where it ranks in the Pantheon. See you soon, at last, in Top 10 Mario RPGs. This has been Blessed or Messed, and we trust you, the best of the best, to know the rest. And now, give it up for the high-tier patrons. Krusty Krabby, Pokemaster 2255, Sonic Gaming Kirby Fan 2005 V4, The Lost Soul 190, Super Breddy's YouTube thingy, Zing 9268, Alfredo Jones, Anthony M. the Gamer Artist, Azazel the Undying, Bombersby, Bosnian Dave, Brandon McDaniel, Brandon Nance, Buzzsaw the Righteous, Chibi Emiko, Cortamanch 437, Cyan Drago 456, Daniel Nance, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Demo Webster 22, Diamond Ice, Eddie Toxpin, Egbert Milton, Emerald-192, Emily Infinite, Fiery Yoshi 1337, Firefly 58, Fog Weaver, Hallie Vetica, Hero for Life, Hydra the Hydra, Jake the Snake Ironstorm, Jobot011, Jordan McCon, Kennethon, Kirby 484, Kyle Wee 21, Lady Archimedes, Local Forest Cryptid, Love, Luke Ariotrix, Masao, Mono Herobrine, Morgan Arvite, Night Shadow Lucario, Nova Strife, Panther J, Patrick Sandlin, Peter Shepard, Pitterpalm CB, Pokemon Fan 613, Rave Lord, Ren, Renaku, Lord of Shadow, Roberto del Fuego, Shade, Shining Silvally 777, Shugo, Sobata 92, Soundwave Fan, Steel Joe 1120, Stefan Galler, The Gag Reflex, The Pumpkin Usurper, TJ Stanley, Tubazo 1989, Vicmeister 1999, Zay Zandler, Z-Man 777813, Mitchell Roberts, Crunchy Boy, Luigi the Waddle Dee. May we meet again.